Good morning, guys. Today's episode is on market equilibrium. Uh, Before I proceed, let me give a shout out to the maker of this image. Um, Equilibrium is derived from an English word, equal. So when you hear equilibrium, what should come to your mind first is the word equal. So equilibrium in economics, we talk about price equilibrium. So before I proceed, let me give a breakdown on market equilibrium. What is market equilibrium? Market equilibrium is the condition in which supply equals demand. In a market scenario, there will be a time in which we have excess and shortage, and the same time we'll also have a point in which we have equal, that is S equal to D, supply equal to demand. Let me go by this image explanation. The condition in which the quantity demanded of a good or services at a particular price is equal to the quantity supplied at that price. Here, what market equilibrium is just saying is saying that the process whereby quantity demanded of good or services at a particular price is also equal to quantity supplied at that particular price. There is no excess, there is no shortage. What the market demands is what the producer supplies. So equilibrium price is the price at which the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied are equal. That is D equal to S. The quantity bought and sold at the equilibrium price is the equilibrium quantity. That is when you want to measure it by quantity, it's called equilibrium quantity. But if you are measuring it by price, it's called equilibrium price. So now, as we are going, you notice that equilibrium is divided into groups. Now we're talking about quantity equilibrium and price equilibrium. So we're talking about quantity. When quantity of the good demanded is equal to quantity of good supplied, then you're talking about quantity equilibrium. But if we're talking about the price at which a good or services is being demanded and the same particular price at which it is being supplied. Now in terms of price, you're talking about price equilibrium. On my left hand side, we have the graph, the market equilibrium graph. This is a pictorial image showing what surplus and shortage. And in this graph, we have D and QS and then QD. This QS stands for quantity supplied and then QD stands for quantity demanded. This graph is just showing you a normal law of demand and supply. So anything above the market equilibrium, that is at point 30 in price and at point 30 and about 300 in quantity, that is where we get our equilibrium price. So anything above point 30, talking about 40, 50, 60, the market will experience surplus. Anything below 30, the market will experience shortage. So by my right hand side, talking about market schedule, the prices, the quantity demanded, the quantity supplied, and then the effect, the equilibrium, and then disequilibrium, that is where it's not balanced, where it's not equal. Surplus and shortage. Let me explain surplus and shortage. Surplus or excess supply occur when quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded. That is, now it's talking about when goods and services supplied in the market is more more than what is being demanded. The remaining one in the store, in the shops, being and one that have not been sold or have not been bought is just there at that particular period of time. It's what we call surplus. So shortage shortage is talking about excess supply, and it's a process whereby good demanded is greater than what is being supplied. As currently now we're talking about here in Nigeria, my country, as of today, we're talking about shortage of fuel fuel supply in the economy. So now, if you want to put it in the market scenario, you say there is a shortage of fuel, which means the quantity being supplied in the market is less than what the public is demanding for. So we're experiencing shortage here. Okay, and then the last paragraph, the last part of the picture is a market equilibrium analysis. Increase in demand means equilibrium quantity increases and the equilibrium price increases. Here it is a what? An outward shift from D1 to D2. You notice that at the first graph by my left, we have what we call D1, then the arrow pointing outwards, it's called D2. So when the equilibrium price increases, definitely the equilibrium quantity also will increase. So the next graph coming from my left hand side is what we call decrease in demand, and then decrease in demand is an opposite of increase in demand. This time around, the graph is shifting inward. That is, the demand and curve is shifting inward from, maybe let me say, what did they use here? They use D1. They use D1 is shifting inward, and then the supply remains constant. The next one is an increase in supply. Increase in supply is when the supply curve is shifting outward, but at the same time the equilibrium price will decrease. The equilibrium price will not increase, so it's going to decrease when we're experiencing increase in supply, because there are excess in the market now. So definitely the prices will fall. So the price will definitely go down, and then we'll experience much goods circulating. And the last one, decrease in supply. This decrease in supply, it means the equilibrium quantity decreases. Equilibrium quantity will decrease, will go downward, and then the supply curve will shift inward. Meanwhile, the price from the initial point will increase. That is, this particular graph is talking about shortage, whereby the goods and services being produced are limited, are few. So the few ones circulating, definitely price is going to be very high. So when we're experiencing shortage, the prices is going to be high. When we're experiencing surplus, the prices are going to be low. They're just obeying the law of demand and supply. And thank you very much. And just in case you have any question, please don't forget to drop it in the comment section. God bless you.